Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I've got a video for you about the dedicated servers on Call of Duty Ghosts and what that's going to mean for your gameplay. For those of you that haven't already heard, there's going to be dedicated servers on the Xbox One version of the game. PlayStation 4 and PC dedicated servers are in the works, but not entirely confirmed yet. So you're probably wondering why I decided to make this video, and that's because my inbox has been filling up with a lot of questions about the dedicated servers. I've been seeing comments on YouTube about the dedicated servers and on Reddit, and unfortunately it doesn't appear that everybody understands what the dedicated servers are. The most common answer or question that I get is, well, if we're going to have dedicated servers, then we're going to totally remove lag compensation from the game, or there's going to be no such thing as lag on dedicated servers, and unfortunately that's not true. The gameplay that you're going to watch for this particular game, I'm playing Domination on Detour. I don't think I've ever posted a Detour game on this channel. I just never got good games here, even though I like the map. I'm going to be using the Chicom with Suppressor and Quick Draw because I like aiming down sights quickly, running Lightweight and Ghost to stay off the radar. Going to be highly mobile, minus I have to stop and camp and reposition in a few parts of this map, a little bit of weapon scavenging. But back to the topic, there's a lot of misunderstanding about that, a lot of misunderstanding about, well, a lot of things in life in general, but I'll use the example of the teammates. You'll see these two teammates on my team, I forget their clan tag, but they were two snipers and they recognized me from YouTube, and they had some questions about the DSR and Ballista, and like, okay, well, hey Drifter, do you know when sniper rifles are going to be fixed? And I was like, when sniper rifles are going to be fixed? Is there a problem with them? It's like, did they get patched and I didn't know about it? And of course they were referring to the more recent patch where the DSR fire rate and ballista fire rate and sprint out times got nerfed. And I said, oh, well, you know, I don't think they're particularly broken right now. And he's like, no, they're totally broken. They're unusable. Why would they do this? And I was like, well, they wanted to get rid of quick scoping. He's like, what? The devs don't like quick scoping? No way. How is that? And we had a little bit of a disagreement, and it got awkward very quickly, and then played the rest of the game in silence. You can see my mic lighting up. We're having that discussion right now. But moving back to the dedicated servers, there's misunderstanding about that. So I'm going to try to clean that up. And the question that I'm going to answer is, what is a dedicated server? A dedicated server is essentially just a host that isn't playing the game. Right now, when you play Black Ops or any Call of Duty game or Halo game, or as a matter of fact, a lot of current first-person shooters, you do peer-to-peer hosting. The game's algorithm is going to pick one person to be the host, and you're all going to connect to that person. And this sort of creates a disadvantage. In most games, it's a host advantage. The host is able to move faster, shoot more accurately, get his shots on first, that sort of thing over everybody else. Due to the lag compensating factors in a lot of Call of Duty games, most people would say that there is a host disadvantage, and they don't like being host, but either way you cut it, you have some advantages and disadvantages. And in big games like this, big AAA titles like Halo, Call of Duty, or I don't know, I don't think PC Counter-Strike does it, but old console Counter-Strike used to do it. The average, let's say, connection isn't that great because a lot of people might be a good host now, but then they decide to get on their iPhone and start streaming music or start downloading something, and it really goes to pot in the game. It's choppy, laggy, and nobody has a good time because nobody likes playing in lag. The dedicated server would be like a 13th Xbox or 13th PlayStation in a 6v6 game, 12 players, you know, that isn't playing the game. That Xbox just sits there, and that person is not playing, so nobody gets the host advantage or host disadvantage, and everybody connects to them. And what this will do is give everybody approximately equal amounts of lag. Having a host that doesn't play, unfortunately, doesn't completely remove the lag, but you won't run into somebody that's ahead of time or behind time or has his you know, insta-kill bullets, and you've got your marshmallows that you're shooting at him. You won't run into that quite as frequently. It'll still happen because, well, the wonkiness of having millions of players play a game. But in theory, anyway, a dedicated server is going to give everybody approximately equal amounts of lag so that you're all on the same playing field. Another benefit of dedicated servers is that, especially in the PC world, these are usually optimized rigs that are designed to play the game at very, very high standards or high specifications, mostly because they have to do the hosting, they have to have all the information, and you can't have your dedicated server chug or lag, or the processor can't handle it. And they're usually set up to play on extremely good internet connections, usually wherever the server farm is, wherever it's hosted. It's the best in the state, best in the area, best in the whatever country that you're in. So the dedicated server is like having a really, really awesome PC host the game state. So if the host Xbox gets too hot or the host PlayStation gets Coke spilled on it, it doesn't flub up and go crazy. It's more or less stable, and the connection is really good. It would be like, I have Verizon Fios right now, so my connection's really, really good. And while I don't particularly like being host in this game, a lot of people really like playing on my host because it's a good internet and it's good for them. It'll be kind of like that. It would be kind of like if I left my Xbox on all day and let all of you connect and play on my super awesome internet. I wouldn't get to experience any of it, but all of you would have a relatively pleasant and mostly lag-free game. And that's what the dedicated host will do. It will decrease the amount of lag. So there will still be lag in Call of Duty if you play dedicated servers on PC, Counter-Strike, Battlefield, that sort of thing, or even if you get a dedicated for Halo, there is still lag in these games when you have dedicated servers, but there is overall less lag. I would say you're going to be cutting out like 30 to 40% of the lag on average just for having a dedicated server, so it's really definitely going to help the game. The next advantage, and this is kind of a speculative one because while I'm not a network engineer and I do try to fill you in on what a dedicated server is, I'm not entirely sure about this, but I'm pretty sure that only the host console or host PC is the one that has to see everybody's IP, so there should be less DDoSing on streams and league play, and even in public matches people DDoS if you pub stomp them too hard. So I'm assuming that since only the host Xbox needs to see everybody's IP address, there's going to be considerably less DDoSing unless somebody at Infinity Ward really hates you and they pull your gamer tag off the host Xbox and just boot you off. But let's hope that doesn't happen. That would be kind of like crazy talk. In this coming up pretty soon, I'm going to get a death machine here and tear people up. So there should be less DDoSing. Now we're going to talk about what consoles get it. Right now it's only confirmed for the Xbox One. They had like rented servers and dedicated servers on Black Ops 1 on PC. It'd be really nice to see that return on the PC version of Call of Duty Ghosts. It's not confirmed yet. Also not confirmed for the PlayStation 4, and the reason this happens, it's not because developers absolutely hate PlayStation. It's because part of the Xbox One mission plan, whatever it is that they did, is they allocated a certain amount of dedicated servers or cloud servers, it was cloud servers actually, for each game developer based on how big a title and how much they pay and that sort of thing. Since Call of Duty is a cross-platform game and they don't really get to use any of the cloud computing on the Xbox version because then you couldn't do it on the other versions, it'd be wasted programming, I think they just decided to use their cloud servers as dedicated servers, so that'll be really nice. They've actually been running dedicated servers in League Play now for a while, which is why I was a little bit iffy earlier, because even on dedicated servers in League Play, people still get DDoS like crazy, so I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. On PC, there's dozens of companies that'll let you rent dedicated servers or build your own. It's pretty simple on PC, so I'm hoping they'll have PC dedicated servers. PlayStation 4 is working on a cloud service. Theirs is supposed to come out after launch, if I'm not mistaken, and if I'm also not mistaken, there is work in progress in getting some sort of server dedication for PlayStation users. So while it's only currently confirmed for Xbox One, it's in the works for both PlayStation 4 and PC, but either not finished yet or not confirmed yet. Some of the other rumors I've heard is that Microsoft, who really likes their image and marketing, has a tendency to pay game developers to announce certain things on platforms early, not just having exclusive DLC, but just like announce these features in a big kind of deal early and then just kind of do a press release for the other ones, next week, and that's kind of a deal. So in summary, what we've got here is that a dedicated server is going to mean less lag overall. The game will still lag. We will still need lag compensation because as much as you hate it, without it the game is utterly unplayable and you actually can't shoot anybody. It's kind of what the secret sauce that makes the game work, believe it or not. So there will be less lag. The lag that you do have will be fair. People won't be super far ahead or behind you in time, and your bullets won't have that not hitting and other people's bullets kill you instantly. That's what it's supposed to do with millions of people playing, and I'm not going to say that'll never happen. I'll say there'll be considerably less of that, and probably not nearly as much DDoSing either. So we're going to be helping the game state a lot here. Your games on whatever game modes support dedicated servers. I've heard that it's going to be League Play or Clan Ops only, and that regular match is still going to be P2P. It'd be awesome if all matches had dedicated servers, but I don't think that's going to be how it is. But on the games that have dedicated servers, I think you're going to enjoy it, and I think you're going to have fun playing. Well, that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you learned something useful. It was a little bit shorter than my typical 30-minute TV episodes I've been producing lately, but I do hope you enjoyed it, and if you'd like to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. Drifter out.